Welcome to the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Chinese Garden Court, a reconstruction of an authentic Ming Dynasty garden courtyard from the city of Suzhou. The garden transports us to another world, where we can enjoy a respite from our usual hectic pace. It also opens a window onto how the Chinese think about nature. We approach the garden through a moon gate. Since ancient times, the circle has been a symbol for the universe, while the square, with its sides facing the four cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, represents the earth. Looking through the garden's moon gate to a rectangular doorway, we see a recreation of the ancient conceptual diagram of the earth set within the cosmos. We're entering an alternate universe, the world of the garden. The garden's architecture invites us to proceed along the covered walkway that follows one wall of the court. With each step, our viewpoint changes, so we experience the space incrementally, just as if we were unrolling a landscape handscroll. The corridor is not straight, but angles and bends around a spindly rock. This playful effect interrupts the predictability of the architecture and mimics the experience of strolling through real mountains, where every twist and turn brings a new view. Notice the different building materials that have been used here. The columns are made of a rare species of wood called nan. This tree is especially prized in China for its rich reddish-brown color, its beautiful grain, and its fragrance, which helps to repel insects. The roof beams are carved from pine, the latticework from ginkgo. The ceiling and floor are made of pottery tiles. The roof is made of undulating ceramic tiles. Drip tiles that run along the edge caused rainwater to cascade down like a curtain of beads, creating a pleasing sight and sound. Molded on the front of each drip tile are auspicious symbols, including the character shou, which means long life. Each architectural element has been handcrafted and embellished with great skill and care, so our experience of this simple space becomes as complex and richly varied as nature itself. Where the covered walkway projects into the courtyard, there is an opening in the railing that invites us to change our direction. Directly opposite this opening is a group of strangely eroded rocks that have been arranged to resemble the Chinese character for mountain. This hints at how we are meant to view this dramatic assemblage. Set against the flat plane of the tile floor, these rocks resemble mountains looming out of a cloud bank, or islands emerging from an ocean. Let's take a closer look. If we leave the walkway, we step onto a low boulder. Wearing the soft cloth shoes of traditional Chinese dress, we would immediately be aware of the change from a smooth to a rugged surface. We have made a transition from the man-made world of architecture to the wild world of nature. When you visit the garden court, notice how all of your senses are engaged in experiencing the environment. The buff-colored limestone rocks that ornament the garden come from Lake Tai near the city of Suzhou. The artisan that piled up these stones made the large central peak appear to defy gravity. It towers upward and bends forward, teetering on its narrow base. This unstable pose imparts a sense of movement to the composition. It animates these ponderous stones and conveys a sense of the cosmic energy, or qi, that the Chinese believe pulses through all things. A good rock should have three qualities: a fantastic top-heavy shape, a rough texture, and interesting perforations. These characteristics were prized for their ability to stimulate the imagination. The tall vertical rock resembles a mountain peak, a shattered tree trunk, or a rearing animal. In the museum, we've named this rock Snoopy. These strange rocks come in all sizes, from large ones for gardens to smaller ones that can sit on the table. The shape or texture of these stones was often enhanced by stone carvers, but the goal was always to make these rocks look as if they were naturally eroded. Collectors especially prize rocks with holes and cavities that resemble caves and grottos. In Chinese legends, caves were portals to other worlds, magical realms or hidden paradises that were a favorite subject of poets who may have dreamed of escaping the confusion and turmoil of difficult times. The twisting contours of these rocks were seen as embodiments of nature's creative energy, so artists often painted landscapes that looked more like these strange rocks than any real mountain. In this 14th century painting, a contorted mountain presents a world of churning energy imparted by the artist's dense web of ink textures and dots. Only the rustic retreat at the foot of the mountain offers an island of serenity. Looking around, we see that traditional Chinese gardens contain a variety of plants, but no flower beds. This is because the garden designer's goal was to recreate a natural mountain setting. Flowers were usually reserved for potted specimens, brought into the garden when they were blooming to serve as special markers of the changing seasons. In the midst of the rockery grows a banana, a favorite plant in Ming Dynasty gardens in Suzhou. Another favorite garden plant is bamboo. The members of China's educated class were especially fond of bamboo. Not only did they admire its appearance and the rustling sound it makes in the breeze, but they also valued it for its symbolic associations. Bamboo remains green through the winter and is very resilient. It is able to bend in heavy winds without breaking. These characteristics were likened to an honorable person's ability to endure hardships without losing his or her integrity. Here, clumps of bamboo are visible through the windows that punctuate the garden's high walls. Placing plants and rocks in the shallow spaces between buildings, then opening up windows onto those spaces, was a traditional device for breaking up the mass of the garden's walls. It also creates the impression that there were additional garden spaces beyond. The contrast between man-made screens and natural bamboo is one of the many pairs of opposites you'll encounter in the garden. Such juxtapositions of light and dark, smooth and rough, hard and soft, remind us of the ancient Chinese concept of yin and yang. The universe is entirely made up of complementary opposites that are constantly interacting. Returning to the covered walkway, we approach the studio that overlooks the garden. The Ming Room, as it is called, was a place for the garden's owner and his guests to read quietly, engage in lively conversation, look at paintings, or enjoy the garden. The lattice-work doors and windows only suggest a barrier between the studio and the garden. Nature is allowed to provide constant inspiration. As we look at this painting by Wen Zheming, one of the most talented and refined residents of 16th century Suzhou, we can feel how much these gentlemen treasured their gardens. Opposite the painting, Wen Zheming has inscribed a poem. The new banana is more than 10 feet tall. After rain it is clean as though washed. It does not dislike the high white wall. It elegantly matches the curved red balustrade. Cool autumn sounds come to my pillow. Green morning colors are seen through the windows. Let no one take to the heedless shears. Leave it until its shade reaches my house.